quiet.
Yeah, Greg's a little closer.
Okay, is that better? Okay.
I might have to
Sorry,
use it
I'm
because
nervous.
You're good.
Thank you. Anyway, so Penridge Fish has been faithfully serving the Penridge community since 1972, when the Penridge Ministerium actually came together and formed the organization to sort of help fulfill, I think, some of the needs they were seeing in the community, that it was difficult for each individual church to meet on their own, so they pooled their resources. I always forget the number, it was either 10 or 13 churches originally, and of course we have, I think, nearly 26 churches now that are supporting us. So, again, we are taking care of the food, clothing, and financial needs of a lot of our neighbors in the Penridge community. Let's see, I'm going to put this here to help me out a little bit. So, since 1972, we've actually grown from being just a hotline where people could call and say, hey, I need help with this, that, or the other thing. And they had a little food pantry in the old Samuel Pierce Library. And now we are a full-blown charity in Percy with a big 3-story building. We're also looking at purchasing the one behind us that went up for sale recently so that we can expand our services, but that's not written in stone. So just briefly, I wanted to talk about, in case no one knows what we do, we do have the fully stocked pantry, which most people know us as a food pantry. We have everything from purchased dairy items, fresh produce, all your boxed and canned items that people typically donate. Everything's available to our families in need up to 2 times a month that can come in and shop for those things. So we have a lot of different sources for that food because people are usually curious about where it all comes from. So we have, of course, like all the community donations from our churches and organizations and scout groups, things like that. And then we have a state and federal food contract that Bucks County Opportunity Council oversees, which gives us tens of thousands of pounds of food a year, but also puts some restrictions on who can get that type of food, which I'll explain later. And then we also have purchase items that we get a lot of money through the Giant, like getting the register program, use that money and other donated funds. So we also have Fill Abundance Rescue Program, which is going out and basically recapturing food that would have gone into landfills. It was perfectly good because stores have to constantly be restocking with new stuff. So we get thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of food that to distribute. Just to give you an idea, we had in 2023, we distributed 441,000 pounds of food to 600 households over the course of that year, and that comes out to about 36,000 pounds of food a month. So that's what our very aging volunteer population is doing every day to move that food around and get it out on the shelves for people. And then briefly, we do have a clothing room on the 2nd floor. Our families are allowed to come in and shop 1 time a month by appointment, and they can get housewares, like dishes and things for their home, like linens, and of course clothing. And in 2023, I think we gave out 2,000 bags of clothing and housewares and all kinds of little things there. The third main thing that we do is financial assistance, and some people don't know that about us. They think we're just a food pantry, but we actually have served, I think last year it was 68 households with assistance for, it's basically emergency assistance for utilities with a shutoff. We can fill oil tanks and gas tanks for homes that have run out. Basically, we're keeping the heat and the lights on for people. And we can also help with security deposits for rent, and we do assist with like owning house rent, where the utilities are usually built into that rent. We have a lifetime assistance limit right now